feels way too official for us.
What's up, YouTube? It's Nazman72, and we have the
Feels way too official for us.
Mr. Bob Lewis. And YouTube, it's Nazman. Stolf's down there. He's in the toilet. He's in the can.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, want to thank y'all for coming on here. I want to thank for everybody that's joining. We got somebody that's already watching. For those that in or watch this later, we're going to have a good time tonight.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We're still figuring this last
thing out. You ready for it? Got a 3.5. Okay. Anything today?
Not too much. Just been hanging out off work today. Nothing too exciting. Spent a little time looking at eBay.
I went 1-4 in fantasy football today, so it's a rough day.
Rough day.
Now, up there where you're at, Mr. Lewis.
Yes, sir.
Who's your team that you root for? Who's your main team?
So, more or less by default, I am a Steeler fan. Okay. Raised, it's pretty much by birth, prescribed to you. Indoctrinated with steel curtain lore and
sorry about that.
Immaculate receptions growing up, So that was pretty cool. And then when they won their first Super Bowl in 2005, at least of my generation, that kind of, hey, what's up, Art? That was kind of an opportunity for me to claim the team for my own a little bit. But yeah, I don't root for too many other football teams. I root for Tom Brady for selfish reasons, but
okay,
that can be for another discussion.
Hey, Stolf, who's your football team? You follow football at all? I know you're a big baseball guy.
Yeah, I'm more of a fan of football as a whole. I'm do a lot of fantasy football. I'm a Bears fan, but I grew up a Packers fan, which I'm pretty much the only person on earth in that situation. That was a little. Can I? What kind of language can we use? Can I say I was a little?
Hey, this is a mature audience.
I just want to make sure.
Yes.
I was a little shit growing up, outside Chicago, and the Bears were horrible, and I decided I was a Packers fan. I wore a Packers starter jacket. Everybody made fun of me. And then as I got older, I was like, okay, I'll just be a Bears fan now. But I'm not diehard, but I do root for them. I follow them. But I don't know. I enjoy just watching games, playing fantasy football and whatnot.
Did you get beat up at all wearing that?
Somehow, I've never been beaten up. It's one of those mysteries that I'll never know. Maybe I talked my way out of it. I don't know.
Definitely seems like it should have happened at least a couple times.
I agree. I completely agree. What's up, Four Leaf? I agree. This is too much. We'll probably go back into hibernation after this one.
I found out something amazing about Zombie Collector recently, that he has never seen the movie The Natural. This is actually more surprising that you've never been beat up.
I agree, man. I should have been beaten up by now. I agree with you. I'm not arguing with you.
I know.
Well, I can tell you as a Washington's national fan in North Carolina, because we're so close to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Literally, I have post-traumatic stress when I pass a Walgreens now.
That's your logo.
Yeah, I thank you. So believe me, when we won the series, I was like,
right. Yeah.
Here's your Walgreens.
It's all just Braves fans there?
Yeah, it's Braves. I mean, they shove it down your throat. What's crazy is, I don't know how the marketing is around y'all, but down here, I'm just outside of Charlotte, and that's about 4-hour drive from Atlanta, and probably an 8-hour drive to DC. So the MLB blacks us out for the Nationals. They on the MLB package on any games, unless you have DirecTV, you can get the national game. But we're blacked out for the Orioles, the Pirates, Cincinnati, and part of Atlanta's games, unless they're being carried. I think one on TBS or something like that, or Turner TV or something like that. they'll pipe it in. But it's horrible with the MLB market. It pissed me off this year with the Rona and everything. Fans can't go to games. I was lucky enough to go to spring training this year down to Florida, and it was awesome. But I think that, I don't know, just to top see what y'all think about the marketing stuff like MLB is. I think it's horrible. I think they missed a huge shot. They should have gave everybody free access to every game they wanted.
It's completely broken. The problem is they signed all those mega deals with the cable companies. Like the MLB, they want to do that stuff. Like MLB Advanced Media. Have you ever heard of that? MLBAM. That's their technology for MLB TV, which is like the Cadillac of all streaming services. The MLB developed it, and it's so good that other sports leagues bought the service, and every single team got like 50 million. They sold it for like billions of dollars or something. MLBAM, and every team got a huge check for it. So they know that's the future, and I think it's just gonna take some time to like get past this whole these cable contracts and everything. But pretty soon it's gonna be you can $50 you can watch all the Nationals games or whatever for the year, or like you can watch any game you want for like 50 cents or $1 or something like that. They know, I believe they know that's the future, but they're kind of hamstrung right now.
Mr. Lewis, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any kind of cable. I don't have any kind of packages.
Me either.
Now it's Steelers, Pirates, and Penguins around here. So that's all you're gonna see. Even on local TV, I get a little digital antenna and I can watch a Steeler game on local TV. But Pirates are on a cable network. But what I did was, I paid $20 a year for like a MLB app, and then I can listen to any game.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Yeah, and I can listen to it. Sure, from whatever perspective I want, which is pretty cool. I took advantage of that a lot this year. I mean, I can't always sit down and like watch a game anyways, even if I did, even if I had it on TV, So being able to kind of just have that on my phone, what I'm doing, I can just kind of pop it in my, pop it up wherever I'm at, whatever I'm working on. Or they do even have like a replay. If I wanted to watch a game, sometimes they'll do a free game of the day or game of the night. So it's good enough for me, and that's kind of where I'm at with baseball.
I know what I like to do is, and it worked out because I'm a closet Sox fan.
That's right.
It worked out that I was able to watch them and watch Lou Bob this year, and
nice
and everything, and it worked out good here for that. That was worth the money to me to be able to watch it. But I'm like, I'm like you. I don't have time to sit there. What I like to do is I like to record it, and then I get away from social media and the internet and the news. And what I'll do is because I work from home, and I'll have the TV playing. Either I got YouTube playing or a ball game playing, and that would include the wacky wild sports of Korean baseball.
Yeah. Nice.
Did y'all watch any of that Korean baseball before the MLB started up?
Not live, but I did watch like some of the highlights or something just to get any kind of fix. It's pretty tough to watch it live though with the time difference.
Yeah.
Our local radio station would talk about it, and if it seemed worthy, I would like at least look up the clip that they were talking about of the play that they mentioned or something. Like, I guess, I don't know, there's some big home run hitter or whatever that he literally strikes out or hits a home run every time he stops.
What's funny, I was watching it and I about fell out. I actually had to rewind and listen to it again. And it's the Dragons, whoever the Dragons are there, they kind of look like the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And the Durham Bulls fans and team adopted them.
Really? That's funny.
Bought all their jerseys that they could buy. And like Durham had a day for them. I'm like,
wow,
that's cool.
That's
You never know what old like not even old sometimes MLB players. Like I know Nick Kingham, who was a former Pirate, was pitching there, and Justin Bohr, right? Wasn't he? I think he was playing over there in the Korean League. So you never know what former rookie card you were hoping was going to just, you know.
Nick Kingham's out of baseball? I didn't know that. Out of U.S. baseball?
Yeah, out of U.S. baseball. Yeah.
Who knows? He'll be back. He'll be like a high leverage reliever back in the
he'll be on the Rays on the
Yeah.
next championship run for
Right.
them for sure.
Yeah.
And that was my sleeper this year. I said the A's and the Rays were my sleepers this year.
Nice.
They woke up for a little bit, then just went back to sleep.
Wesker Griff called the Rays.
And it was like I was getting grief. They're like, the Rays? Are you serious? I'm like, look, yo, I saw them play spring ball, and God help when Wander Franco ever comes up.
Right. Yeah.
Sweet Jesus. I mean, he's as good as Lou Bob.
You think
I mean,
so? It's gonna be
Adames
awesome.
is the team leader, though, man. I just don't. That's going to be a sticky situation. What happens there?
It is
I
wherever.
mean, they're both shortstops. They've got to find a way to like make that work, which I'm sure they will.
make it work.
Hell, bring him to the Nationals. We need a third baseman. Carter Cuban sucks.
Yeah, he had a rough year.
God, he's horrible. I would have rather seen Trey Turner go to third and then see that Michael Taylor, who's a hell of a baseball player, who doesn't get enough playing time because of the roster, put him out there in center field.
Michael Taylor had one of my favorite quotes ever from a baseball player. He, I think Harper got ejected or something, and Taylor came in off the bench. Nice. Yeah, you're the only one. You're the only listener or groupie. Michael Taylor came in and he took over for Bryce Harper, and then he hit like a big home run in the game.
Yep.
They won. And then after the game, they were like, do you think you made a difference today? You know, do you think Bryce would have done that? And he was like, no, Bryce wouldn't have done that. He would have hit it 475 feet, and I only hit it like 400 feet.
Yeah. I saw Bryce Harper hit his first, professional home run.
Yeah.
He was playing for Hagerstown, and he played down here against Kannapolis when they were the Intimidators.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was a packed house because he was going to be there. Sucked to be in the beer line. All wants a hot dog and a beer. That's all brother wants, baseball. But he nailed it out over right field. I think there was a squirrel out there in a tree that got killed. I'm not really sure.
Nats, man, do you put ketchup or mustard on your hot dog?
Mustard, chili, onion, and slaw. No ketchup. My wife, she puts ketchup on her hot dogs.
All right. We'll cut her a break.
See,
You pretty much made up for her with all that other stuff on your dog.
Yeah, it's called do a hot dog that way. It's called all the way Carolina style.
I feel like you have to give your answer in like, you have to be confident in it. And it's like, all right. But if you're like, hey, what do you put on your hot dog? You're like, ketchup. Like, there's no way to say that. Ketchup, and like, if you're like onion, seasoning, salt, sport peppers, and ketchup, okay, fine. But ketchup.
No,
not gonna happen, dude. Not gonna happen. You can't put ketchup
Cardboard condiment.
Unless you're like 6. You should. I'm not looking down on you for liking that, but I just think it's odd.
I mean, is somebody cutting those into like little like cylinders, for you?
Yeah.
To dip into ketchup?
They need to. If you have ketchup, that's what they need to do. Now
Right.
you like vinegar based barbecue sauce, right? My favorite. That's North Carolina. My favorite barbecue sauce that I've ever had in my life was at so it's not like a traditional place, but it's this barbecue place that opened up in my hometown, so just outside Chicago. This chef and this group, they went around the country for like a year and like met all the different regions, and these guys were like really good cooks and everything, but they just honed the art of barbecue from all the different styles. And I had a pulled pork sandwich, and I didn't even know what it was. I just put the sauce on there, and I was like, "What the hell am I eating?" And it was turned out to be South Carolina style, the mustard based. Man, that was the best sauce I've ever tasted in my life.
Listen, that's fighting words down here. Barbecue, you can get knocked down, drag out, bloody knuckle brawl.
But here's the thing: I would love the vinegar base too, and I have. Like, if I went down there, I'm sure I would love it. But as of now, the best that I've ever had was the mustard base.
North Carolina barbecue, there's two different barbecues. If you're on the coast, it's vinegar, and it about the middle of the state, it starts transitioning over the vinegar tomato, and the further west you go is like red salt tomato barbecue. And I don't know. Here's useless information from Jeopardy. The reason vinegar base is because they thought the colonists thought tomatoes were poisonous when they first discovered them.
Interesting.
Useless information that Anna has.
And the mustard base is from all the German immigrants, I've heard.
Yes. Yeah, there's a big influx of German population. They have some wicked cool Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
Like Greenville, Walhalla, South Carolina, down near Clemson. Oh my God, they can party. It'd be like up in your neck of the woods with the German population.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Bob, what's your favorite style of barbecue?
Well, I was thinking about that, and what is up,
North Carolina?
Sorry, dude. I'm sorry about that.
So yeah, you remember those commercials where like they string up that guy because he's like, this barbecue's from New York City, and they're like, New York City.
Isn't that Pace hot sauce?
Whatever it is, that's probably me.
Yeah.
You carry hot sauce in your backpack or your fanny pack or anything?
Only when it's convenient.
Dude, I put hot sauce on like everything, man.
Yeah, I'm a Frank's Red Hot guy.
Frank's is good.
I don't know.
Frank's is good.
Texas Pete.
Yeah, A1. I'm pretty much your like standard, just boring guy. But here's the thing: I would try it all. I would try it. Then I would at least know what to get in the future.
Yeah.
Oh, Bart.
Pace picante also.
Pace.
What the hell?
What the?
That sounds hot. I can't do hot.
Texas Pete. I haven't seen Texas Pete. I'll have to take a look in the grocery store.
Yeah, it's actually made down here in North Carolina in Winston-Salem. It's some.
That's confusing.
Yeah, that's very confusing. It's very confusing.
All right. How did y'all meet? How long have you known each other? Give us some information on that.
Our agents put us in touch with each other.
Did y'all meet on Tinder? I mean, Craigslist?
On here, really. A mutual friend pretty much just said, hey, you know, I think you'd like this channel. And he did the same to me. I think that you'd like this guy's channel. You guys are kind of like coming from left field sometimes and maybe meet in the middle. Oh, jeez. He's giving us the floor. All right, go ahead, Mark. You fill in the rest.
Our buddy, excuse me, sorry. Big time change last night. Yeah, our buddy.
So it's only 9:47, really.
No, well, my body, it is 9:47. My body thinks it's 10:47. Our buddy, our mutual friend Andy, nostalgic about baseball. He messaged me telling me I should check out Bob's channel, and I was like, oh, this guy's an idiot, like me too. That's cool. And then I don't remember. I got his number. He got my number. Something. We started talking, and then we kind of randomly how it happened at the last second, but we roomed together with another person there at the National. we just had a great time, and it's just been nothing but just straight up ever since. Like the fame, everything is followed. It's been great.
He caught me on the way up.
What kind of for those that are on here and trying to figure out, you know, what kind of content to watch and whatnot, what kind of stuff do y'all put out? What would you declare? Are you like modern?
Yeah, right. So I was thinking about this, how I kind of got started because I watched your intro video you did a day ago, just kind of setting up this getting to know you idea, which is a great idea. And I also like to say, Nets, man, I feel like I've heard your name so much in the last few months. I just assumed that you had been around for like forever. Everybody seemed to know you, so you're doing something right. Um, but this, yeah. So I think that the channels that I was attracted to were ones that made me laugh. Like the person I actually like enjoyed listening to them, or because of the knowledge they had, or they're just like their approach was just a little off base. Maybe they were, tried to infuse some humor into what they were doing, and didn't take themselves too serious. Because there were a lot of channels that I watched the first time, and maybe even before I was making videos, and thought like, this guy wants to be YouTube famous. Like there's, he's going way overboard, or he's like doing an interview with another like person on YouTube that nobody knows you and nobody knows the guy you're interviewing. You know what I mean? But once I started to
This
embrace
isn't one of those situations, is it?
No, right, no. This was actually Mike O interviewing Ray from Philly and stuff, and I was like, what's going on here? Like, And then where I settled was they love the hobby. You know what I mean? Pepino Man, for all his antics and like, take that at face value, but like you can't deny how much he loves the hobby, and that's kind of where I boil down. With people that I want to sort of not align myself with, but ones that I'm going to take, give my time and want to build those relationships with those people that are there for that same reason, not to, not that there's anything wrong with branding yourself or wanting to like take your channel to the masses. I don't know. That's not what I'm here for. So that's kind of where I don't necessarily gear towards that. I feel like they all support themselves and help each other brand themselves and take each other's ideas and share each other's top 10 lists and just keep regurgitating the same thing over and over and over again. When I don't see them, I don't hear them telling any stories about opening packs with like their brother or their friends or their dad when they were a kid growing up. It's just, this is where they can make a quick buck right now, and that's kind of what it feels like. I'll stop talking.
Stolf, what's your thoughts on
it? Just my general assessment of like what I like to watch.
Yeah. Reason getting into it.
Oh, yeah. So it's kind of weird. I don't really know what drew me to making videos. I know I went to the National after recently getting into the hobby. This is 2017. And then I watched all these other videos about like pickups at the National, and leading up to the National, watching all the other National videos and like getting an idea and some advice. And then I was like, you know what? I got this stack of cards here. Why don't I just like read it off, and I can kind of keep track of like the pickups I have. Like I didn't really have any plans at all about, or any aspirations of like meeting people or anything. But then as I started going, there's people popping in, you mentioned something recently about this, just the positivity and encouragement. It's like, whoa, what's this? Like people are telling me, oh, cool pickup, man. Like no one's ever told me in my life I had a cool pickup for a sports card. Like literally, so it's like, oh, thanks, man. Like, yeah, what's up? And then you start watching their video. And then like Bob said, you kind of get a feel for the people that they're in it for the right reasons or whatever. But that's not to say that I don't enjoy those channels from time to time. I feel like,
yeah, sure.
Of all the people that I watch, like, and honestly, I don't watch a lot of YouTube or nearly as much as I used to. I wish I did. It's been hectic. 2 little kids and everything. Blah, everyone has excuses, but I like a little bit of everything. But a big thing for me is people that don't take themselves too seriously. Like those are my favorite channels, but there's also guys that take themselves super seriously that I'll watch. You know, I'll watch an whatever. We don't need to.
I do it to goof on them, to be honest.
Yeah.
It seems, I don't know, it just seems like the correlation of new YouTube channels, and Bob, you said it, regurgitating the same information. And it's, hey, pick these cards up. You need to pick this up in the off season. You need to buy these. These are one I've been picking up. It's not, well, why should I pick that up? Once stats, you know, why should I go this direction other than maybe you've got a collection of them and you're wanting to sell them?
Right. Seriously.
You know, and it's like
Mark and I will send links to each other sometimes of just videos like that of like top 5 basketball cards, and there's really like there's some channels that, and I don't know any of them. I wouldn't throw their name out there anyway, but just they literally track you know, PSA 9 sales, and they're talking, you know, there might be and they're giving real data and numbers, and like, you know, if you did what I said to do 3 videos ago, this is what your profit is today, you know? So like this is a job for people now.
Yeah.
And that's a line.
Yeah.
Yeah. The card market. I mean, geez, if you've got some technical savviness, and you're easy in front of the camera, you're very personable, and like you could make something of this, you know what I mean? A little entrepreneurial mindset. But I feel like I don't know how sustainable that is if you don't have a passion for what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know. I would go, like, when I'm looking for a job after college, like, yeah, maybe I could sell this or sell that because I could talk to people and, you know, typically find common ground some way, get, you know, build a rapport, blah, 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 blah. Then let me tell you why you need this. But that would, to me, run stale after a while, because like it's not something that I'm really passionate about, and I just am, you know, in it for the money. Money is not going to bring all, like, you know, the happiness that I want. Building these relationships, being able to, like, say I got another friend here, or hey, when I get a card in a pack and it's of a player that I don't collect or a team that I don't collect, somebody now comes to mind that, like, hey, I haven't sent so and so a card in a while or whatever. You know, let me think of somebody else in the community. You know, that sounds so. I do everything right. I don't, believe me, but I have those opportunities at least now to, like, you know, help somebody else out.
Yeah,
it feels good.
And it's not just like you're saying, you know, people send you stuff too, and like it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
And like, I like to redirect people too, like on Facebook. I'm in a couple of Facebook groups. So I got off of Facebook with all the political crap and got back on and just did it as Nats Man. And with some YouTube, like today, there was a post and somebody was asking about football, like 70s, 80s football, cards, guns, and collectibles. He is my go-to on retainer football guy.
yeah.
I know Bart. I know he's watching Bart, the PSA. I'll refer people to his videos, anything football, especially 49ers stuff. You know, he's got it across the gambit. You know,
If I need to know anything about 91 Topps Desert Storm, you know, cards, I ask Stolf Sports. I mean, that's his forte. He's got like, you know, he's got like 100 Colin Powell rookie cards. It's ridiculous.
right.
getting caught up on the chat. Sorry, guys.
No,
Yeah.
I think the thing about just going back before, the people that either are making decent money doing these videos or selling a service, or the ones now, there's like a gold rush, right? Somebody kills it and then other people see it and they're like, that looks easy, I can do that. Bam. Then they jump in. And I think there's a bunch of people out there like I would need to ask myself the question, if I was doing that, like, if this wasn't successful, would I have a channel at all? You know, if I had 5 subscribers or 20 subscribers, whatever, would I still be doing this? And if the answer is no, I personally, what's up, Dave?
Jason.
I wouldn't be doing it. I don't. It's kind of hard for me to try to put myself in somebody else's shoes. Like I don't want to be a hater and like whatever, but it kind of does feel like, and this isn't universal, that like anybody that has a channel like that is like a threat, but there is this kind of like, it feels like this big threat towards our hobby. That's like old. It's like
It's real.
Like, it's like, some kind of invasive species coming in and like killing a bunch of trees. Like you're looking around, and the trees are falling down, and you're like, but I like these trees. Like, where the hell do these things come from? I don't know. But I think all in all, people just need to just chill out a little bit. And something that, like, one of my current pet peeves is the people that especially if they're selling something, and it's all in the delivery. But there's a lot of people that they're like, and they'll talk about like getting back into the hobby or whatever, and then all of a sudden they're like an expert, and they're like you need to do this now and blah blah blah. It's like, dude, you didn't even like collect cards a year ago, and you're like lecturing people. What are you talking about? Like, it's all about the, like, again, the delivery. Are you looking to have a conversation with people? Are you looking to be like you're like a guru or something? You know what I mean? And I just click next if it's the latter.
Cool. What would be? I know I've gotten advice, and Stolf, you've given me advice on Andy's. She blinded me with Refractor's channel before, and we've got the Oracle. I think the moral compass of the hobby and of the YouTube community.
And side note, on Mark's behalf, I'll put this out there that he was the one who coined that phrase.
I did.
There we go.
You're welcome, Mark.
I appreciate it. I wasn't going to say anything because
your face said it all.
I called him that at the National, and it's stuck ever since. I just want like a penny every time someone says it. So I'd have like.
I feel that way with rhubarb.
You should.
I feel that way with slabbage.
You should trademark it. Slabbage.
I mean,
slabbage.
I've got video evidence.
Slabbage.
With folks getting
Gemmin 11, that's mine too. Gemmin 11, that's me too. Sorry.
Off the hook. Hashtag Dirty South Productions brings you Gemmin 11 at 11.
I like it.
Right, here we go. From the production office of the Mr. Bob Lewis.
Man.
I added Esquire this time.
Yeah, you're doing it all live. This is good. I like it.
I have some of our show notes from the things that we've coined. So we have Slab Gemmin 11, the Cardboard Oracle, Diarrhea Slab. I invented that one.
Diarrhea Slab. Yeah. Double dose of awesomeness. That's me all the way.
The Diarrhea Slab never really caught on. I think I only did it once, but I coined it.
Is that like a Beckett 7.5 slab? Is that what we determined?
Yeah, you remember. So
the white label.
It's any sub under 8 is a Diarrhea Slab. And that's modern. That's modern.
Sure.
Shabayers, Shady eBayers. I don't know if that was you or me, but I wrote it down.
That was definitely you.
I'm pretty sure that was you.
And actually, that was probably written after this conversation. That was probably written like later in the night after we weren't talking. I don't think I would have let you write that down.
Oh, here it is. Bob, yeah. Bob. Yeah, Bob made it. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Do you have your notes nearby, Bob?
Yeah, I think I do. Oh. Wait a minute.
Jason coined King Dingaling. That's pretty cool. Wasn't there? Wasn't there
my old notebook?
Wasn't there something else? The Canadian tuxedo.
Yeah, but that's
or was that not? Like, no. So the tuxedo.
Oh yeah, right. It was the
Alico 3 calls the S. Oh yeah, no, it was
B. Roth coined it.
Brian. It was
Alico was the casket card.
That's what. Okay, so Brian Roth invented the term tuxedo for the SGC slab because it looks so fancy with the black. And then
Yes.
I was saying that the BCCG slabs are the Canadian tuxedos.
Like from Dumb and Dumber.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And wait, Alico had the casket card and slab can.
Slab
The
can.
slab can.
That's his big. I feel like that's his big.
That's his big one.
contribution. Like
Slab cans.
Slab cans. See, there's a guy. There's a perfect example of somebody, in my opinion, who takes themselves. I don't mean this in a negative way. I just mean he's like a serious guy. Like he doesn't joke around. But I think he puts out great content, and he obviously loves the cards. So, like,
Nolan?
there's an example. Yeah. So there's an example of a guy that does not joke around that I love on YouTube.
I actually did. That was my first video. Was with him and Bobbles, Bobbles and Ball cards. That was my very first like guest episode. I reached out to Nolan on Instagram.
Wait a second.
And he was as cool as can be. And it's I want to check it out. It's on here.
You had a 3 on here, and now you have us. All right,
hey, we're trending. Hey, we're trending. We're still trending, guys.
Your show has jumped
downward.
Money market is still showing.
The Fonz is jumping over the Shark Tank. How many people said no before we said yes? Jeez. Sorry, man. That's okay.
Well, according to the last video, he's still working out the kinks with the cardboard oracle. So he bumped him until they got that worked out. So we were sort of like the fill-in.
That's right.
I'm actually working out one with Bart for this week. And I told him I couldn't do tonight, that I had y'all on here.
Wow. Bumped for us.
We'll probably get more views than Bart, but
Sorry,
I mean,
Bart.
not many.
It will get better. I'll tell you. It can't be worse.
To be bumped for us. Jeez.
Yeah, that's ooh.
Hey, y'all give a shout out
tonight.
Hey guys, give a shout out to Collecting with Connor. He's a young kid. He's a teenager. He's got his channel started out, but he's really good with cards and stuff, especially ultra modern stuff. Huge Yankees fan. I apologize.
Hey Connor, send the Cardboard Podcast at Gmail, right? Send us a message. We'll put together a little package for you, man.
Yeah, and I just subscribed to him.
I can't do it on my phone, risking like being frozen, looking like an idiot, and going over. Yeah, right. And I guess, yeah.
Sorry. Speaking of frozen, when the power went out, I thought that was all a gag.
How do you know it wasn't?
That's what I'm saying. I was telling people. People were like, "See that?" And I'm like, "Dude, that's part of the skit, man. These guys are hilarious." Was it real or not real?
A magician never reveals his secrets. That's all I gotta say.
It was real terror in our eyes. That's for there. So if you haven't seen it, watch the recap. Is the recap on your channel though?
The recap's on my channel, yeah.
Yeah, you got to get that over to the right channel, man.
I know. I don't really know why I did that because obviously, if you know anything about me, I don't care at all about like getting the views or whatever. So that's why I did it. I think I was just really tired.
Yeah, that was a rewatchable one for sure.
I will.
And I'm saying that about our own videos. Like, how lame is that? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's a rewatchable, implying that I just sit around and watch our own videos all the time, which I do.
We should just.
Well, you got to watch it from your phone, your laptop, your iPad, and your TV to get the.
We should just sit. Sit here and watch it.
When I click on a video and I know it was just posted, and it's a 5-minute long video, and it was posted 30 seconds ago, and it's got 1 view, I know that's the person that just posted it, right?
Right.
Because everybody watches their video at first, unless you're Mark. He just knows it's money, or like he doesn't have to watch it.
I just know that
he just records and posts.
I lost enough brain cells editing it. I lost enough brain cells editing it that I don't want to watch it again. I have a link for that dumpster fire video, but it looks like I can't chat. It won't let me chat.
Oh, you got the restrictions.
I don't know.
I'm really trying to be quiet eating this That's man. What do you got in your case back there? What's your big card back there that you like to display the most? The one that you hope people notice.
Whip it out.
There's two of them.
All right.
I hope they don't fall out of them.
I was hoping he was gonna like pull out the axe and just break the glass, just shatter it down.
I'm a big Victor Robles PC.
Nice.
Nationals.
That's a perfect PC guy in my opinion, because like tons of talent, you know, and like still affordable for sure.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wait, hold on a second.
And that was
Wow.
National Treasures.
Dang, that's a pretty card.
And it's
Out of 10?
20.
Out of 20?
Oh, I thought you meant as a grade out of 10. I was like,
I got so many cards that I do like. I mean, it's real hard. But I PC mainly national guys.
I see some photos there at the top. I see that silhouette.
What are you talking about?
I got like up top is some of my vintage stuff. I got Bo up here. Bo knows Billy Ripken's F card. Billy Ripken's All-Star card with the Southern League. Cal Ripken's Donruss 80.
You have two Billy Ripken cards?
Yeah, I got the F, F, and his All-Star card in a 8.5 BGS from the Southern League when he played in the minor leagues. The minor league team for the Orioles used to be the Charlotte O's, who are now the Charlotte Knights. But Eddie Murray played. As a kid, I got to see Eddie Murray play, Cal Ripken Jr., Billy Ripken. Eddie Murray, actually, funny thing, I remember this as a kid because they announced it, is that Billy, when Eddie Murray would hit a home run, would win. They called him T-Bone. He would get a T-Bone steak at the steakhouse that was near the ballpark.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So, I mean, that's why I've got that. I like a lot.
That's man. Are you collector, pure collector? Do you sell some of your stuff ever, or do you have any investment angle as far as like you can still be a collector and have someone? I mean, I've got cards that are quote unquote investments, but like that's not. I wouldn't say I'm an investor. You know what I mean? That's a fine line, but
I flip cards. Small number of cards, whether raw or slab, to pay for stuff that I want.
Stuff you want. That's the way it should be, man. That's a great place to be. It took me a long time to get there, but that's a good place to be.
Be safe, Jason.
And I've got a big order with Kobe White. I've talked to Andy and a couple other guys, JD with the. He's got a podcast, sports card podcast, and I'll put that link up here in a minute.
No, not when we're on here. No competitor.
No competition, right?
Me and Bob will walk. We are gone.
It's in the contract. My bad.
What's his what's it called? Because I've been looking for podcasts to listen to.
Second. Seymour.
Basically, we want to know how far we have to go to be considered legit.
Step back sports cards.
Very far. Step back sports cards.
He's on Facebook. He's on
eBay, apparently.
He's on YouTube. He's got some videos. He likes doing the SGC stuff. He's got some good. Sorry about that echo. But yeah,
I mean, there's so many ways to enjoy the hobby, right? I mean, you hear that all the time, and it's so true. I don't knock anybody for trying to make a buck, whether it's flipping it, whether you just came in the hobby today and you're trying to make a few bucks and leave. I mean, we're still going to be here. The hobby's still going to be here. It's always going to have highs and lows, right? I guess I should be thankful for what I do have, and there's stuff that I've been able to acquire thanks to my dad over the years that it's just it's stuff that's never your vintage. Well, okay, so I have a Clemente rookie, right? So it's never gonna really go down. It'll just be a slow riser, and something.
And even if it does, like, you wouldn't care, right?
No, right. You ultimately you wouldn't because it has that has more meaning to me than just a dollar amount. But that's something I've struggled with since the beginning. I mean, I've learned that a lot and gotten and fed off of people in this community. You know, I talked about how these people love the hobby. I wouldn't have said that probably 5 years ago that like I love the hobby. Like, yeah, it was a lot of fun growing up. A lot of great memories tied to that, and there's still some. This has kind of rejuvenated my love for the hobby. So now I can say that confidently. I mean, it stems from all this stuff, and no longer do I feel like I'm on an island just trying to like hopefully cross paths with somebody cool and have a conversation in the hobby shop like the one time I stop in there like every 3 weeks. That wasn't cutting it. So it's kind of tough to sustain any sort of like joy when that's all you can when that's all you're getting. We don't get shows in the Pittsburgh area like we used to. I mean, there was one every month in the day, sometimes two and three back in the day. So um, this has been great. The national, now I know why it is so special for people because it's that one time a year when they get to see all their friends. You know what I mean? Um, that's 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 what keeps me coming back for sure. I don't make videos as often as I used to. Um, Still try to participate in the community as much as possible. You know what I mean? I think we all give each other a break in that regard that we're all busy, different phases of life, different stages of life. Stuff is going on in 2020. I mean, it's kind of cool that like I could not watch Mark's videos that he posts on his own channel for 6 months while texting him and he would never bring it up. Hey, like I've posted at least 4 or 5 videos that you haven't commented on. You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah,
just doesn't happen. That's
you don't
not
care. Yeah, who cares?
right. So that's kind of if that would be one thing if you're just starting into this. Look at what's sustainable, like and what makes you happy, and if it's meeting people and trading cards with friends. But those relationships are out there to be had. I love doing it.
It's easy to get burned out. Like I have gotten burned out.
Oh yeah.
So I have gotten back. I've been back in the hobby for. It's kind of crazy. Like that I don't have as much to show for it, but I've been back in the hobby pretty much like 6 years now. And I have gotten burned out a handful of times, and you just have to recognize it. And maybe it's different for other people, but the second I stop having fun, it's like I know it's like this isn't fun. And I feel like the people that leave forever are the ones that try to like push through that. But when you get burned out, man, just like take a break. And
And
like
I've heard people that were on YouTube 10 years ago, OGs 10, 12
yeah,
years ago, there's some that are still around. I mean, like Amish Dave is still around doing his thing, but a lot
yeah,
of those
plug
guys
me
have
in
like
every stream we do.
yeah, it's in our contract. But there's other people that have gravitated towards like Facebook and they've got Facebook groups. It's a lot, let's be honest, it's a lot easier to take a snapshot of a card you just got or a mail day and post it on Instagram with like or Facebook with just a little title, sometimes not even that, right? Just a picture.
Yeah.
And you're shared, but there's something more to this, I feel like. And some people do it all, man. I don't know. They must not have
I
family or
did it.
kids,
I
right?
did it to like, I got onto YouTube just to kind of relieve some stress. My father had passed away. It had been a year. It was unexpected death. Then my mom passed away unexpectedly this year, but it was a lot of, it's
Jeez.
just to relieve stress. And I
This is
think
a
there's
huge
a
benefit
niche.
for me. Sorry.
Uh, I think there's a niche. YouTube is so huge and the community is so huge. There's a niche for everything. Make videos. That was one of my questions was like, what kind of videos should I do? You know, how many should I put out? And it was just like listening to guys like you and several other players that within the community of that great content creators that give advice. They really are there to help people. and listening to them and reaching out to them, phone calls and text and direct messaging. And it's just like, make what you want to make on your schedule.
That's right.
That's it.
If it gets so big, you lose context of why you started a channel, you may want to step away.
Take a break. And like, it sounds silly when you say it. Like, who would ever feel pressure from YouTube? But absolutely, man, because you got a lot of stuff going on and you're like, I don't have any ideas and I'm busy and I'm stressed out and I'm just not.
Oh, people are watching my videos and commenting. I got to go watch every one of their last videos and like comment on their stuff.
It's really
it'll feel like a job real quick. Like,
Yeah.
but that's more stuff that goes on in my head. I mean, that's not, I used to joke
I feel the same way. So maybe it's a personality thing or maybe it's just a YouTube thing in general.
But like the fact that I'm thinking other people are out there keeping track of how much, you know what I mean? Like I'm actually watching it. Like they've got a dossier on me. I've used that joke. It's still a winner.
I don't think it's true though.
I mean, Bart has a dossier on me. I know that. He said he did.
Yeah, I think I don't know. Like, just to reiterate, like the second you stop having fun, don't do it. Like, unless this is like your livelihood, which I have nothing to say because I don't know how to make money on YouTube, but just like take a break. Take a week off. Wait until you have like my videos. I learned it took me a while because I didn't know what my channel was, and then I realized my channel is just really stupid, and that's what I wanted. Like honestly, there's nothing better to me than having a tough day. I'm in a bad mood, and I'm like, I just had a really dumb idea for a video, and I make it, and it makes me feel good. And like I don't care if it's a successful video or whatever. It's just fun to me. And like that's what I like to put out there. I mean, I think I'm in our community kind of the ultimate example of like don't worry about what other people think. Like just be yourself, even to your detriment. Who cares?
I'm gonna go ahead and say my favorite. I want to ask you, each one of you, what's your favorite video you've done or collaborated on? And as a fanboy, I've got two. One is the night from the Hobby Palooza. That was great with y'all being on there together. I guess it was real. We're never going to know. I still say it was staged. It was all scripted.
The truth is very complicated. It would take maybe.
But the bunker scene with PSA.
The what?
Bunker scene with PSA.
The bonkers what?
With Hitler's bunker scene.
Bunker.
Oh, yeah.
That was
classic.
That was great. Bob, what's your favorite? Collab or on your own?
Oh, I don't know, man. So I had a couple video responses. I think that I did that. It's like when you do so many mail day videos or whatever in a row or pickup videos. When a good contest comes around of like an original idea and like the wheels start turning for me, that's kind of fun and I can embrace it. I know Phil Filmington had a contest video for the National last year that I took a lot of liberties with. The
one with like he had like 30 rules you're supposed to follow.
Yeah, and I
forgot that shit.
And I just kind of rolled with that idea of just added like 10 other ridiculous things that he said he asked for, but he never did. But they were just so absurd that, at least in my mind, they were. But I'm pretty proud of like. Proud is not the right word. I'm happy when I watch a video or like I see people kind of get what I'm talking about, or I'll make a small reference to an old video, or I'll have something in the background that somebody notices. It's there on purpose, and it's just like fun for me, like to see if anybody notices or picks up on it or something. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's kind of those are little Easter eggs that I like to do in videos, and it keeps it entertaining for me. Yeah, That was a pretty fun one to do. Anytime the wife has to help me hold it by holding a camera, it's usually going to be something different. I've got some ideas too out there. I just feel like an idea man sometimes, and I don't actually.
You have some freaking gems, dude, that you haven't made. You need to make
Yeah.
them. They come to mind, the ones that you've thought of.
Yeah.
It's like
We'll see. I should
do
start selling those. Like that's my calling. That's how
you gotta
look
make
like you want to grow your channel. Let me sell you some of these ideas I got right here. This right here. This is like $100 idea right here. This will get you like 5 subs.
My name is Lenny, and I got plenty.
Yeah.
Some are too young to know that reference.
I don't know that reference. Got no idea.
Good times.
What is it?
Good times.
Good times. You definitely are too young.
Good times.
I caught that on
the show.
reruns.
Good times. Got it. I thought that was another thing from the thing. Like good times. Like
a thing from the thing.
I think. Again, so if I had to pick a video that I'm quote unquote most proud of, and again, like Bob said, pride is not the best description, but like the one that I like, it like captured me and like I got the most fulfillment out of. It's kind of tough to pick, but probably the one that while making the video, I realized like, oh my God, this is the stuff I want to do. And like, no one can stop me from doing it. It was the 68 binder one where I just go through the clear pages and I describe all the cards that I have. And it's so stupid. It's so dumb. I wish I could redo it because I like drop the bit and then like do the actual reveal. It's like, no, that was the video. That's when you stop.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that one. And then I think one of the next ones I made was and I'm not saying like, oh, these are amazing at all, because they're not. But the question was,
we enjoy it.
Like when I opened a pack and I complained about everything and I mispronounced the names, like it was so satisfying to me. I just had a comment on the video where I opened 2020 and mispronounced the names. I think it's going to be a yearly thing, but somebody just commented on it, giving me crap for saying Randy Arazarena's name wrong. And he's like, you know how to say Randy's name now, I bet. Something like that. Like, dude, the whole thing was a joke. Like, I knew who it was then. And even if I did, who cares?
You've been called out for summoning a demon in your video.
Dude, I've been called out for a lot of things in my video. And I'm not going to lie, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm pulling one.
How does it make you feel like that there's still people floating out there that you have to explain that is a joke?
Sucks.
As soon as
weren't you reading from the dictionary?
Yeah, I was reading from a dictionary. Not, it says an ancient tome or something like that. Yeah, I don't know.
It's funny though.
I misspelled reveal to REVEL.
Ooh,
revel.
It's tough to come back from that. I mean,
and I was saying revel, and I called so much.
You'll be judged by other YouTubers for a long time for that one, for sure.
Yeah, I'm still catching it.
Just be like it was a joke. That's what I do.
Well,
do something.
That's when I was trying to play it off. I just went and changed it. Now,
one of the times you duck out of camera and you come back, I'm expecting you to be shirtless just to kind of throw us off. But
hey, this is pretty bad. We were doing a video conference for my team, and you know everybody's on there. It's all the people I work with in the state, and there's about 9 or 10 of us on this video chat for work. And I'm dressed in a nice work polo, you know, and the doorbell rung and was expecting maintenance to come by to put something in the check smoke detectors or something like that. I naturally, I said, hey, I'll be right back. I'm not wearing any pants. I'm just wearing my drawers.
Nice.
My manager, my senior vice president, and all the everybody is.
Yeah.
I tried playing. Hey, it was black shorts, y'all. Look, it's short. I put shorts. And they're like, nah, Danner. It was your drawers.
That was your draw.
Really tight. These are just really tight shorts.
Yes.
Jason just asked if I smell my armpit. I did not smell my armpit. I thought I heard my kid crying. So I turned my head towards the door. Or
if anybody, you got a young kids, Jay, you should know that that's the move.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like, oh crap. That's the oh crap. Are they crying?
Like sometimes
they've been crying because my kid is
sometimes
behind this wall. That's not.
Sometimes I'm hoping it is my kid that I'm hearing and not my wife that I hear. Like,
right, exactly.
If it's just the kid, there's still time to intercept. You know.
Why is my wife weeping right now? Right. What did I do?
How does y'all? That's a good question. I want to ask. How does your families do with the time that you spend on YouTube, doing collabing? You know, because I'm sure you got to spend time on the phone texting or talking to each other during the week. I mean, y'all. I mean, I know y'all are smart. Don't take it the wrong way, but I'm sure you're just not straight shooting from the hip all the time. There's some great one-liners and stuff. How does your family feel about that? Plus, with the hobby that you have yourself.
I think the YouTube time and the collaboration time, like with our podcast or with making videos and stuff, my wife is super supportive because even without this whole coronavirus thing, like having, my second child was born in December, we're already kind of quarantined just naturally, but she's super supportive. And, I've straight up said to her before, like, do you mind if I like work on this YouTube thing? And she's always like, yeah, go. But also I know when not to ask that question and when not to, and Bob, he's got a ton of things going on and we work around those schedules. And sometimes there's like late starts or it's like, dude, let's just do it tomorrow or whatever. And none of this stuff. This isn't like do or die or anything. Like at the end of the day, like if you're not having fun, don't do it. And if there's stuff going on, don't do it. And family wins over YouTube every time.
Yeah, I
Unless
agree.
It's a national, then the hobby wins.
Yeah, I shared this hobby with my dad growing up. I think when I met my wife, I just had all the cards. I wasn't really active in the hobby, but when that sort of fire was lit again, she was supportive of it. I mean, she sees the joy it brings me, and then being able to kind of experience all this through social media, it's been all positives, So I think the negative stuff kind of weeds itself out pretty quickly. Like Nats, man, be prepared to have at least a couple thumbs down on this video because, we just bring that kind of
the stink follows us.
Right.
See, down here we'd roll them up and dump them in a ditch somewhere.
I wish you could. I don't want to kill these people, but
no, they'd just be dirty in a ditch.
Just as the judge would say on district court Mondays, a little street justice.
That's true. That's true.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Here's a fun subject, and if you guys
street justice,
yeah, street justice.
Have you guys ever downvoted a video in our community? I'll start out to take the awkwardness out of it. I downvoted somebody, I think once, where this dude wasn't really in the community, but it was about cards, and he was just such a tool that I was like in disbelief. I was like, downvote. No, you get a downvote. Like, I can't believe this. And then the vast majority of people, I don't even need to, I'll just start the video and I'll always thumbs up it. And I have taken the thumbs up away, but I'll never downvote it. And then other people, the worst I'll do is not upvote it. How do you guys feel about the upvotes versus downvotes?
Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I know who my downvoter is, but like there's no way to really prove it. Which is kind of funny.
We gotta talk about this offline. I need to know who you think it is.
but I think you'd know who I think it is. Anyways,
I
um, and so it's just something that's hanging out there, you know. But um, I don't sweat it really. But if I'm sitting here, if that's the first thing I bring up, like I don't like getting downvotes, you know what I mean? Because I don't feel like I'm doing anything uh that's that offensive. Like just don't watch the video, right? So the downvoter guy, like it's one of my first like 10 videos. Like I ask it to the community. Like I hadn't got one at that point, but I had seen other people like with like 300 views and 50 thumbs up and 1 thumbs down. I'm like, who is that person? And I think everybody just has their guy. But me,
nice.
yeah, you probably do. And so I feel like I have had like a little bit of a ripple effect off of you. Yeah, right. Rick, you're I guarantee you Rick has never thumbs down a video ever.
This is
going
my
on there.
This is my biggest. to be fair,
That's pretty good.
To be video I've ever done, and it's poorly executed, but I can't take it down because I get so many hater comments on it. Where the hell are the comments? I'm like zoomed in. Get to the point. Boring. That dude got 16 likes for that.
And you pinned it. That's awesome.
And I pinned it. That's my way of getting back at him. That's my way.
Wow, that's hilarious. I've thumbed down. I guess it was in retaliation because
I've thumbs down like comments before, but no, I don't think I've actually taken time to do a video. But like if somebody I feel like attacks a friend of mine or whatever,
that's true. I've done that
in a comment or yeah, I won't get verbally involved or have a back and forth, but I don't know unless I need to.
If I put a comment in a video, I'll say, like, I forgot who the guy was, but he did a really good video. I liked it. I ended up subbing to his channel, but I was just like, his title said one thing. He was talking about slabs and the differences between, PSA, BGS. And then he mentioned, we're going to discuss everybody else. But all he talked about was PSA. And then some of the stuff that he gave on some of the other stuff wasn't correct. And I was just like, hey, by the way, da-da-da-da-da-da. But I mean, you're spot on this other stuff. I really enjoyed the content. I think it looks great. I'm actually, I've subbed your channel. I enjoy, I said, but here's some stuff you may not know. Have y'all ever done?
Nats man likes to just keep it real. Like, I'm not gonna say I've never corrected like my friend before because I've definitely corrected Mark when he's called like 89 Don Russ like 89 score. He gets him confused or something, and I'll have to set him straight. But I know that I've like made some gaffes, and I'm not. When you rewatch the video and it's like 10 minutes into a 20-minute video, I'm like, that sort of irks me. That was definitely an armpit smell right there for sure.
That was an Easter egg. Don't comment on it.
Oh, well.
It was a callback, bro. Come on.
I totally lost my train of thought.
I even went just to make sure.
Well, it was too obvious then. Like you gotta Easter eggs aren't like.
It was an inside joke with Jason. Okay.
What you don't got time to have to build inside jokes while we're trying to have a serious live stream here, man.
Yeah, that's true.
I love that about when y'all do that stuff, man. I think it's like the draw wit humor.
Let me help get this stuff. Bob, we'll get you back on track here. You're talking about correcting people and keeping it real.
Yeah.
Since I distracted
I was. Thank you. Yeah, I don't do that.
I don't know what.
As somebody that watches content, it's appreciative to know when to pick up on Easter eggs.
Yeah.
And be able to go back and watch a video 2, 3, 4, 5 times.
Like, do you know Blue Jacket? Nats man? So
I
like
watch his stuff.
it's tough for me to watch Dave because I love Dave's channel. I mean, his collection's amazing, but like I feel like I'm always like looking for Easter eggs in Dave's videos because maybe he's going to do a contest next week and I'm going to have to refer to this video somehow,
He's the
some way.
Stanley
And he's going to
Kubrick.
be giving away, yeah. So like that used to stress me out when he was doing his contest like runs. But yeah, I think a little goes a long way with that. But like people like Mark's known for sitting in his bathroom. Not and that's man. I'm still new to your channel, but is that a typical background for you? Is this where you do a lot of your videos? You know what I mean? Like
That or the recliner.
you sort of end up associating like people's setups for their channel. You know what I mean? And that's I just think of yeah, that's a good one.
It's too cardy.
It's too cardy.
What they want.
It's too cardy related.
Give the people what they want, man. Cards.
Yeah, the Easter egg thing. It's like you watch someone's video and it was like, was that an Easter egg or is this just bad content? It's hard to tell.
Yeah, you moved that bobblehead a little bit, or now you have a different bobblehead where that one was.
What's up with the
right.
the Jim Thome jersey has really been like there's like a lot of attention. Like
Yeah, I've been trying to eyeball it myself.
What's the significance of that? It's been there for a while now.
Well, oh wait, it's over the shoulder.
Yeah, just like you got a White Sox jersey hanging out over your shoulder.
So I won that in a Jake, the Ticket Leprechaun video. I won that. The prize was a Hall of Fame, an item from a Hall of Famer. Just so happens that Jerry, if you don't know Jake, he's I would say a slender build man, and that's a small, so I can't fit in it. You want me to try it on right now? See how snug it is?
Well, now you have to.
Got to, right?
Right on. Notice when I'm doing the senseless marketing while he's not looking at the jersey. Bam.
Don't do it.
That guy in a little coat.
That's one. Yep.
A little coat.
Don't.
That guy in a little coat. That guy in a little coat.
Take it off, dickhead. I'm serious.
Richard, what's happening?
I had to do it.
Can he breathe?
I don't know, man. This might be a new thing.
It's looking good.
I've dropped some pounds since I got this, so
Yeah, it's looking good.
I mean, if I was ever going to a White Sox game, I would feel comfortable wearing it.
Black is slimming, and it's the new orange.
True.
That's true. That's true.
I'm pretty comfortable.
As you can barely breathe.
Well, I don't want to tear the armpits. Been a lot of armpit talk tonight. Who is the armpit of the MLB right now?
Right now, Kevin Cash.
Yeah, that's true. Ooh, he's taking some heat.
I'm going to say the owners of the Chicago White Sox.
I'm having a good time, and I'm still in mourning. And we don't need to talk about it. We don't need to talk about it. I don't want it to. I'm not. You know what? We can talk about it though if you want, because I've diluted my feelings since it's happened, and I feel pretty confident in my assessment.
Well, it's my understanding AARP has become a corporate sponsor of the White Sox. I'm just saying.
That's right.
Ooh.
It's better than their current corporate sponsor, whose logo is a down arrow. That's on their stadium. There's just big down arrows all over it.
Hey, what about the Mets? Real quick, what about the Mets? The Mets, man, he has made some already out of the gate positive stuff for the employees.
That's cool. I like it.
I think they may be a contender if he's dropping money.
The Mets?
Yeah,
I think so.
What are they doing? I don't even know.
They just a new owner just bought the team.
All right. Yeah. New owner.
The next three owners of the next 3 MLB teams, their combined net worth doesn't equal his.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's like, but he reinstituted for the full-time employees and the seasonal employees to get checks that have been suspended. So
That's
Nice.
awesome. That's really
like
nice.
$500 a month. I mean,
He's already winning. He's already winning favor for sure.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
so
It's cool.
and
It
then the
sucks about the Pirates because like Pittsburgh's such a great baseball town. I mean, and it just man, it just does not. We just can't make it happen here, right? We hadn't been able to for 20 years, and then we did. We had a little nice run, 13, 14, 15. But it's been pretty dry then. But I think last year was a rebuilding. Something I wanted to ask you guys earlier was like, how much stock are you putting into this year? You know what I mean? How quickly are you ready to just move on? Like, are you ready now? Or are you still dwelling on like?
Well, this guy's ready to move on with
Yeah.
with his really both teams, but with your main team. If there's any team that needs to move on, it's the Nats, man. What a dumpster fire that season was.
It's bad. I mean, there's people that are so ignorant they want Juan Soto traded.
That's
ignorant.
That's pretty dumb.
I mean, we got to work on. I think they made a good move by getting rid of the pitching coach.
Soto, man, Soto to me, Soto has like differentiated himself from like that, like underneath Trout, that pack. I feel like I'm not saying he's the next Trout or anything, but I feel like he's just the step below, and there's a lot of steps below. But like I feel like he's kind of, to me personally, kind of pulled ahead of Acuna a little bit, despite what happens around him. Because if you don't care what happens around Trout, then you shouldn't care what happens around anybody else.
And Soto's got a world championship already.
Exactly.
And I'm going to get crucified. I think Mike Trout's a hell of a guy, but he's not won a championship. Doesn't that supposed to play in it?
Rosarina has 10 more home runs than him in the World Series in the postseason, doesn't he?
Baseball. The reason that we love baseball though is I'm not going to say why other people like baseball, but it's the ultimate team sport, man. Like my big beef with basketball is two players with average players around them can dominate everybody. And that's just like, I don't like that. I'm not hating on anybody who does like it, but there's no parity. But baseball, man, the parity in baseball is unbelievable. We had like a $250 million team play a $70 million team in the World Series. Like you look at other sports, like in football, like who's when it gets down to the end in the playoffs, there's 4 teams left. You know who 2 of the teams are for sure, and then the other 2, you're not going to be really surprised. It happens every time. Like the Chiefs will be one of the last 4 teams unless something crazy happens. But baseball, just talking about that, like the Angels are like the closest thing to the Warriors getting the super team together with these giant contracts and everything. Guess what? You gotta fill out the roster, man. There's so many players on the team, and if you ignore the bullpen or if you have below average guys filling out the roster, you can have 4 superstars and still not win, and that's awesome to me.
And something to keep in mind too, people don't realize, they forget the major market teams, the Yankees, the Astros, and I think the Dodgers were there. Every year they have that tax. They go over the salary
tax. Yeah,
they don't care. They're going to pay over the tax, and it's like you got teams like the Nationals where the owners are absolutely. Bart brought this up that we lost Harper, we lost Rendon. The Nationals could have kept Rendon and Strat. They didn't want to pay over the salary cap and pay that tax. That's the only reason. I'm not a Harper fan. I wasn't a Harper. I thought he was overrated when he played for the Nationals. He didn't fit there. I think he's a better fit at the Phillies when he ain't getting in arguments.
Yeah.
But I think the Phillies is a better fit for him. I think they can make a run if they can build their team.
Yeah, they got some issues too. They got some issues.
Yeah, but it's crazy.
See you,
We
Connor.
got like baseball in like 3 months, right?
February.
Dude, that's crazy. That makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Hope Tony La Russa's still kicking.
They better have a defib in the dugout. Where do they do spring training at? Like Arizona or somewhere?
Yeah, they're in Scottsdale, Arizona. They actually share a facility with the Dodgers. Right? It's Glendale, Arizona, I think. Arizona's awesome going out there for spring training. I love it. Got family out there. It's definitely worth going to.
I went to spring training in the Nationals and the Astros share a facility. So the game that we went to was their second game, the first night game against the Astros.
Is it awkward?
It was hilarious because the game before they had actually thrown people out and like took signs.
Yeah, I remember that. That was like national news.
Yeah, so we sat on the first baseline down front, and I said, we're doing this. We're going to have some fun. Me and my wife. My wife loves baseball. She can't stand watching on TV, but she loves to go in person, which like most people probably do. But we're sitting there on the first base line, and I'm disabled. I have trouble walking, and so I walk with a cane a lot of times. Well, I've got my cane, and once behind me, about 4 feet behind me, a trash can. And I looked at security and I said, I'm going to beat on that thing before this game is out, don't you? And they died laughing. I swear to God, when Altuve came up, boom, boom, with my cane, it was great.
That's awesome. Dude, that was you had to take your shot, man. You had to do it.
Yeah. So I felt sorry for the younger guys. These poor bastards didn't have anything to do with that.
Collateral damage, man. Sorry.
And they were getting booed, and I'm like, looked at one of them, I'm like, dude, he's like he's a nobody as far as like making the team, probably.
Yeah.
He's gonna get sent to wherever their single A team is in New Mexico or somewhere.
Right.
It's in the Quad Cities, Illinois, because that's where I moved from Milwaukee. It's in just right on the river there in Davenport, Iowa, right in the Mississippi River. It was cool. Like I was there 4 or 5 years ago, so I got to see like Springer. I got to see Mark Appel, who obviously is a bust. But the big one was what's his face? I'm getting tired. Shortstop. Astros shortstop. Correa. Did you say Correa? Somebody said
You
it.
did.
Sorry. I did. Okay. Cool. Spencer. Where's Spencer, Iowa, Jason?
I think Big One Scott is in Iowa, I think.
Yeah, he is. I remember hearing that too. I don't think he was where I
He
moved.
said when he bought his house, the town got pissed off. It was 100 people, and then it went down 98. He moved in 99.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Northeast Iowa. Okay.
Bob, do you go to any spring ball stuff? Are you near town or anything?
I'd love to go to. It's down in Tampa area, actually. The Pirates are. I've been to. We used to do like our winter in Florida sometimes, and my uncle worked for CBS at the time. I don't know how he ended up getting tickets to an Orioles game, spring training game. Yeah, in the early '90s. So like, just kind of a weird thing, but never. I know people in the community that live in those towns with like the double A or triple A team, and they're like, that's like big news in those towns. It's like the only sports they got in some of them. So I was in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and they got a team up there that's like that. To hear on like radio talking about the minor league baseball.
Is that the Cubs?
Oh, maybe. I think it's the Padres, actually.
I'm gonna pretend to type here.
Night, Bart.
Hey, later, Bart. Yeah, it is a school night, isn't it? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Jay. You gotta let me. I gotta get down there.
Yeah, it
We
was
were
a lot of fun. That was my first time going. We flew and enjoyed it, and it was great. We stayed like 5 minutes from the park, and what made it jacked up was the um, hotel man. It was a Red Roof Inn down there in West Palm Beach, right there at the stadium. And the manager was like, "Man, I wish you were here yesterday, which was the first National Astros game during the day. It's like a 2 o'clock game." And he was like, we're the team like corporate sponsor over there for the hotels. The team doesn't stay there, of course, but you know, they do their advertising and stuff there. And then like, we were looking for somebody to do a first pitch. We wanted a guest to do it.
That would have been
I looked
awesome.
at my wife and I said, "I told you we should have went to that game."
You're right. Fort Wayne is San Diego. Fort Wayne.
There's a national.
I don't know. I feel like the humidity would bend the cards.
Well, guys, I know it's getting late. I mean, we're going on almost an hour and a half. Got any closing words of wisdom, or hug a pillow, or smell a pit, or any Easter eggs you want to drop? About your podcast information again?
Cardboard podcast. It's kind of hard to find. We're pretty much underground.
Y'all, it's bored, like BORE.
I spelled it out a few times the first episode, and I got yelled at, and I'm too afraid to spell it out again. So BORED. We are on Stitcher, iTunes, Spotify. We
Is
are.
that thing? Don't I owe you money for that?
No, we're not.
Oh.
I didn't do the
all
paid. We could talk about this offline. Everything but Google Podcasts, which is you have to like pay to be on. Whatever, we're not.
Yeah, but
doing that.
nobody goes to Google for their podcast.
Actually, I do. It's great.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, Cardboard Podcast. Check us out. Get in on the ground floor. You know, a year from now, when there's like 25 people downloading every episode, you'll get the inside jokes that we drop. You know, you'll be like the hipsters of the Cardboard Podcast.
Later, Rick, DJ.
See you, man. See you guys.
He said it all.
Yeah,
I'm saying the goodbyes. You're doing like the PR work. I'm saying goodbye to everybody.
Right. That's right. Exactly. Good. We got to make sure the fans know that. Just kidding. Yeah, we do episodes extremely sporadically. We'll do like 2 in 2 weeks, and then we won't do another one for a month and a half. But
Yeah.
we haven't. If we ever decide to stop doing it, we'll tell people. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think. What should we do our next episode on?
Our next episode?
So
What
Natsman.
day?
I feel like Natsman is one of those names. Like it's a great username, but I feel weird calling you that. So Danner, is your name Dan, or has that not been announced?
That's my last name. Everybody, yeah, I was a cop, so you get called, like being in the military, you get called by your last name.
Sure.
And that my wife calls me Danner. She doesn't.
Okay.
The only people who call me by my first name are my side of the family. Everybody up here that knows me from up here and her side of the family, even my nieces and nephews, are like Uncle Danner. You know,
Okay.
it's Danner. You know.
So if I'm like Danner, what do you think about this? That's not weird. You're cool with that? Cool. Danner, what do you think? Now it feels weird. What do you think about our next Cardboard Podcast episode? What should we talk about?
I'm not going to say the one that I think you should. I'm
That's
not going to
good.
do that one.
Now I'm intrigued. I don't know what you're talking about.
I was going to say the White Sox just to stick it to you, but
Oh yeah, we don't need. Well, we don't talk about anything like that.
Yeah, that's like
um,
that's real stuff.
Yeah, that's real. How about players whose last name sounds like a fart, like Trevor Plouffe? That's
Joey
yeah.
Bart.
Yeah. See, we got 2 already. We should have the player whose name sounds like a fart segment. We just came up with it immediately.
maybe on a semi-serious that you could put a spin on it is all of these prospects, some of them that got called up like for the Nationals that had no chance of ever playing. guys like that. And what's that going to do for 2020 and relates to the hobby?
Oh yeah, dude. I don't think the checklist is out for update, but that's going to tell us a lot.
Yep.
Because I know that there's some pretty big name like prospects that are going to be in it, and it's like really weird. But oh, dude,
I'm out of gummy bears.
I like the
Gotta
sour ones. I like the sour ones.
On a different subject too, you could do some complaining about what food is served at a ballpark and why it's served, what should be served that's not on the menu.
Come up to a White Sox game,
There was
man.
the discussion about ketchup.
We might have a bad team, but we have great food at White Sox games. Great food.
Well, I would have never known that about the Cubs having sucky food without y'all.
Yeah.
Their food is trash. Dude. It's so
National talk's always good. We can just start getting excited about that.
yeah. Everyone just talks about the national. Just I gotta pass out. I just started rambling, and I gotta get up early.
Want to do with the national? Hey, want to do with the national?
That would be a good one.
We got it.
Like after parties?
Oh yeah,
I like
we'll
the
have
party.
parties. There'll be parties.
Parties
All
will
right,
be had.
guys, thank y'all, man. I really appreciate it. Thank y'all, everybody that's been in here. It's been a steady stream. I hope y'all have a great week. And always remember, keep your head up, eyes up, head on the swivel. Deuces, we're out, y'all. Peace out.
See you guys.
See you guys.